So some of the stuff that I forgot to tell in the previous video were, like, some of you might be wondering what a sulci and a gyri were actually. So a sulci is nothing but a groove in the cerebral hemisphere, and the gyrus is, they are clefts or folds in the cerebral hemisphere. So then in the external features I also forgot to tell about. So there are three main sulcuses, that is lateral sulcus, which we discussed in the frontal lobe, right here. So the frontal lobe, this is the lateral sulcus, and it divides into ascending, horizontal, and then posterior, as we talked about in the previous video. And then another important sulcus is the parieto-occipital sulcus, which is obvious that it's between the parietal and occipital sulcus right here. And another important one is the central sulcus, which we already talked about. So in the previous video we talked about the frontal lobe. Now we'll talk about the temporal lobe. The temporal lobe has two sulci and three gyruses. It's the same as the frontal lobe, because here there are two sulci, and this is named as the superior temporal sulci. Temporal because it's a temporal region, and this is the inferior temporal sulci. Okay, so what it does is, here as a superior frontal sulcus divided the superior frontal gyrus and the middle frontal gyrus, the same way this is going to divide the superior temporal sulcus is going to divide the temporum into superior temporal gyrus, middle temporal gyrus, and inferior temporal gyrus. So the the temporal lobe has two sulcus and three gyruses. Now these extend into the parietal lobe, and the reason why is because these three are going to form the gyruses of the parietal lobe. Now talking about the parietal lobe, we have two important sulcuses. This is the post-central gyrus. Now why is it the post-central gyrus? Because this is a central gyrus. This is the post-central sulcus. So the sulcus in front in the frontal lobe is called as pre-central sulcus, and in parietal lobe it's post-central sulcus. Then we have a sulcus that divides it into a superior and inferior parietal part. Now the inferior parietal has three gyruses. So what are the names of these three gyruses? Okay, so now these three important gyruses in the inferior parietal part we're going to talk about. So this is the most anterior, this is middle, and this is posterior. So most anteriorly we have the supramarginal gyrus. So this is the supramarginal gyrus. Then we have the angular gyrus. And then the most posterior is the arcus temporo-occipitalis. It's called temporo-occipitalis because it's in the posterior part, which is near the occipital lobe. Now why are they called arcus? Now here we can see the sulcus. So this is a sulcus that is extending from the temporal lobe, and then around that this is the arcus. So the area between this is known as all these gyruses in the parietal lobe. So that was all about the parietal lobe. So to revise the temporal and the parietal lobe, so basically the temporal lobe is divided by two sulcuses, that are the superior temporal sulcus and the inferior temporal sulcus. Now what do these superior and inferior temporal sulcus do? They are going to divide the temporal into three different regions, that is the superior, middle, and then the inferior temporal. Now the lines or the sulcuses are extended into the parietal zone because those make the gyruses of the parietal zone. In the parietal zone we have two sulcuses, and three different parts. This part between the central sulcus and the post-central sulcus, this part is called as the post-central gyrus. Then the intraparietal sulcus is dividing the parietal part into two. One is the anterior and one is the superior and one is the inferior. In the inferior we have three different partitions. Those are the gyruses. The first gyrus, which is most anterior, is the supramarginal gyrus. In the middle we have the angular gyrus, and below we have the arcus temporo-occipitalis. So now let's talk about our occipital lobe. So occipital lobe has three sulcuses and three gyruses. So first, the occipital lobe has a lateral occipital sulcus, then the lunate, and then the transverse occipital sulcus. Now, we'll draw the sulcuses with relation to their names. So this one right here, it's going lateral. So this is going to be a lateral sulcus. So this will be a lateral sulcus. Then the one going transverse is going to be our transverse occipital sulcus. So this will be our transverse occipital sulcus. And then here, lunate shape, it's C-shaped. This will be our lunate sulcus. So basically three sulcuses. One is the lateral, then transverse, then the C-shaped lunate sulcus. So our lateral sulcus is dividing this into a superior and an inferior part. So we have superior gyrus, inferior gyrus, so that makes two. We have one remaining, that is called the arcuate parieto-occipital gyrus, which is present here because it is between the parietal lobe and the occipital lobe. This is also called as arcuate because it's in the form of arc, like we saw all the three here, the supramarginal and the other two in the parietal region. The same way here we see the parieto-occipital gyrus. So the occipital lobe, it has three sulcuses and three gyruses. The three sulcuses are the lateral sulcus, which divides the occipital lobe into a superior gyrus and the inferior gyrus, then the transverse, and then we have the transverse sulcus, and then we have the lunate sulcus, and the last gyrus we have is the arcuate parieto-occipital gyrus.